MVP's turn to ban. VG.R's turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Keeper of the light.
MVP's turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining.
Bristleback!
VG.R's turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds
Welcome everybody
remaining.
to the greatest show on Earth, for the greatest tournament on Earth. It's obviously the greatest game on Earth.
Reserve time.
A game of darts down at your local pub. I'm Toby1, joined by Merlini. We're doing MVP versus VG.R. Two teams, especially VG.R, recently 2-0ing Team Liquid, coming in with some momentum behind them. MVP Phoenix, maybe not so much momentum after their last series.
They were doing all right though. I think
it was better in game 2 than game 1.
And I think they realized that they need to go back to the classics. And what is more classic for MVP
10
Phoenix than the
seconds
IO
remaining.
Bristleback?
It is a full classic.
IO is currently the most
5
banned
seconds
hero of
remaining.
TI6 group stage. And
He
will
is now
slip through.
slipped
Reserve
through.
time.
Yeah.
At the same time, VG, okay, we've seen some interesting first picks. Like, I was a little bit, we had a VS
turn
first
to
pick,
bat.
like, when you actually choose first pick as well, coming through earlier
MVP's
today.
turn to
And now
bat.
VG.R open with a Keeper of the Light
VG.R's
as their
turn
number
to
1
bat.
hero, followed up by a Bat Rider. I wonder what all that's about.
Keeper's super legit. Mana Leak is probably the most annoying spell as an offlaner. All offlaners, if you just mention Mana Leak to them, they'll probably just
10
throw it on their
seconds
headset.
remaining.
Yeah. Well, with an IO behind you, Bristleback won't be
5 seconds
as
remaining.
annoyed about that, especially if they can secure runes. Bat Rider also very early pickup from
Reserve
him. He
time.
actually had like Bat Rider was what 0 for 6 in the wildcard matches. It was pretty rough for him in that. I think he's had a better success rate though come the main tournament.
I wonder where they're going to put the Keeper. Like you mentioned, like maybe not the best
VG.R's
versus the
turn
Bristleback
to
lane
pick.
because of the Wisp, and MVP Phoenix.
Yeah,
We'll go
are
back
you
to the
happy to
Naga.
see this? Like, you were talking about this earlier today.
If
Ben.
it's not a QO one, I think I'm happy to see it.
Okay.
QO's just an aggressive player,
10 seconds
and
remaining.
Naga is the opposite of aggressive.
It seems like MVP, at least with these
5
3
seconds
heroes,
remaining.
they've got great abilities to set up team fights as well as having a good escape from a team fight. And I'm not just saying like running away, it's the
Reserve
Song of the
time.
Siren, just either reset or escape. And that could cause a lot of problems for VG.R, but now VG.R come up with a
MVP's
Morphling,
turn to pick.
guy with a lot of sustain as well as the ability to have burst damage.
And escape from the relocate, replicate Naga illusions once it gets to later game, and even more split push potential when combined with the
10
Keeper. I think
seconds
Morphling
remaining.
is probably my favorite one position to pair with the Keeper.
5 seconds
Because
remaining.
like you want to go treads on him, but you also want BOTs, and that's always a tough decision as a Morphling player: when to go BOTs, when to go
Reserve time.
treads. Maybe more so for others than for
And
myself.
how's the coddle like free that up?
Recall.
Recall? Just that?
You can TP to a lane and get recalled back, which is incredibly good on carries. I don't think you can I think most people underestimate how good that actually is. Your efficiency just ramps up so much. You can just do so many things that weren't possible before.
An
like
Oracle
farm out lanes.
pickup. Okay, flag the warning bells of a Husker. To start with, the second I see an Oracle. Timbersaw is also still in the pool, another hero that MVP has turned to. With a Naga and a Bristle together, maybe not so much, and hello, Drow Ranger.
MVP's turn to
4th
bat.
pick up for the Drow Ranger.
They are actually very vulnerable to push if Bristle gets a little bit behind. Shadowblade also a potential Shadow Blade into Silver Edge Carrier to
Yep.
help deal with that
10
Bristleback.
seconds
I'm
remaining.
wondering if that's the play though, or to keep the range with the Drow Ranger. I always
5
get really
seconds
worried because
remaining.
we had that very similar situation with an early Drow Ranger Shadowblade. It was a game up against TNC,
Reserve time.
and then instantly ganked, and then that was all she wrote. Drow had no more influence in that game at all.
This game they have the backup in the Morphling though, in case. Actually, it could be support Morphling. We did see an offlane Morphling before, but I don't think that's gonna be the case this game.
And with so many melee heroes, you can get away with running a mid Morphling, right?
VG.R's turn to
Mid
play.
Morphling just seems slow though.
But there's no gank. It's an Oracle and an IO. Like unless you're dual laning the mid, and Oracle is more of that like support for someone to go ham in the mid. Because MVP normally push the IO and the Bristleback to the off lane.
10 seconds
They could
remaining.
switch him into the mid lane, and that would make a nightmare for a Morphling.
5 seconds remaining.
But then where does like Naga and Oracle safe lane?
Reserve time.
They have a lot of laning options open to them, but they have to make sure they draft strong lanes because they are versus a Drow Ranger.
Yeah.
And Naga Siren already struggles as is solo in a lane. Oracle not the best zoner, especially if you're the only support up there, which will likely be the case because of the Wisp being paired with the Io or the Bristleback. So I'm a little bit worried for MVP's lanes, although I fear for them a little bit, but I've seen the power of their IO Bristleback, and it's almost always first ban versus in the IO every single game.
And so they took out the Ricky and the Bounty Hunter. It was, in the last games, MVPs always turned to an Invis hero, like the Ricky or the Bounty. The Bounty they've had, I think, in 2 out of their already 4 games today. I think the Ricky filled in the other 2.
I am worried about the Huskar, though, as you mentioned. I wonder if VG.R have that on their
They
mind.
take out the Life Stealer.
VG.R's
That really
turn
is
to
like one of the
pick.
big MVP style heroes, the ones which allow you to get really aggressive early on. Those on the same lines as the Slark, both of which are being banned out. But if they go the Huskar,
I think they're okay. They can split push and defend
10
with the keeper.
seconds remaining.
But I just worried about the Drow Ranger. She's just gonna
Yeah.
have all these heroes
Yeah,
up in
she
her
just
face all the
melts.
time. But that's okay.
5
That's what the
seconds
Morphling's there for.
remaining.
are you happy actually with Bristleback? Like, who can lane up against the Bat Rider on that off lane? Do you turn yourself into a Nyx assassin here? Because MVP is still missing initiation. Nyx will kind of fill that role slightly.
I think they might want a scaling core though. And VGR have banned all the good one-on-one matchups against Bat Rider. The Slark, Juggernaut, and the Lifestealer. These are the 3 heroes that can remove the stacks very easily. And like, there's Anti-Mage with like Blink Dagger, but it's pretty subpar. Bat Rider still can get a lot of farm. But looks like they're looking to win all 3 lanes, I would say.
You know what they need? They need a techies.
Oh man, you like double his damage with the Drow aura. Imagine that.
It's actually not that
Get
bad.
Get a Dragon Lance.
I think you prefer MVP though.
10 seconds.
You don't want to run
remaining.
techies against the MVP lineup. Naga will destroy you, and
5
Bristleback will
seconds
tank you.
remaining.
Could go
And
Storm.
Everyone else will just be destroyed.
Enchantress.
Actually, what I'm talking about, Storm's a core. They don't have any room
MVP's
for
turn
that.
to pick.
Ooh.
There's going to be an Enchantress. So, Drow, Morph, Bat Rider cores, Enchantress, Coddle support. Actually opens up the ability to go aggro as well if you wish to. The Enchantress able to do that.
I'm down for the Huskar.
Down for Huskar. It,
10
it,
for
seconds
Huskar.
it
remaining.
seems to fit. The other thing I was thinking of was something like a Clinks.
5 seconds
Really good up
remaining.
against an Enchantress. Easy to get a lot of solo kills.
Mm-hmm.
Reserve time.
Clinks, I don't think needs the help of the Oracle and the IO.
Yeah,
I think.
which allows you to actually run like different style lanes as well.
Mm-hmm.
The other option is because you don't have a lot of stuns, potentially. So I had Weaver in my mind for a moment, but it's gonna be the PA. MP was pulling this one out earlier today, and that was the one that actually got their one and only win today on. Memory
sure.
failing later in the day, but it was
It was QOs.
It was QOs, not MPs, but it was very, very effective Phantom Assassin.
Well, we see No pick up the Morphling. They do have a fair amount of magic damage to deal with the PA, but as with the Drow strat, look for things to get hairy very early on.
Yeah, especially with an Enchantress. This push is going to be beautiful.
How are they
For
going to deal
VG.R?
with the IO Bristle? I see them just running at the Drow, and I don't really see a good way for VG.R to respond to that. Keeper can't do anything. Enchantress can only do so much.
10
You're still going to get
seconds remaining.
sprayed down very easily.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I have to favor MVP's draft a little bit more.
Well, let's get to the game, but before we do, let's help out the people at home who are looking to get their predictions in.
Prepare
Player with the
for
highest
battle.
total magical or pure damage done to heroes by 10 minutes in. I lean toward that.
I'm going with that.
Casa. Here's the way to go. How long will the game be? Oh, that's hard. This game could drag on, or it could be a really quick push. I want to say 44 to 60 is probably going to be the best bet.
Oh, that's such a big time range.
Yeah, it's really big too. It's 15-minute blocks.
I'm going for 37 to 44. For Rax instruction, I'll go with 30 to 40. Like an appropriate time. Total number of player deaths at game end. I think it's going to be a bloodbath.
It looks to be the case, but there's also a lot of ways to escape. Like you get a lot of regeneration on MVP, a lot of saving
56
mechanisms.
plus.
30 seconds to battle.
I'm actually going to say it's 41 to 55. I don't think it's going to be 56.
You're going to think the final score is going to be like...
Hey, if I'm wrong, I am so happy as a caster.
What if it's going to be like 10 to 10 at the end?
I would be so sad as a caster. Misery shall be my name, and I will play on a different team.
You can be wrong in more ways than one.
Oh, they might already start their battle up on top lane, or no, they won't. So, first rune gets to go the way of Febby, which means very early bottle for the MVP dual bottom lane. And that puts QO into the mid lane as the Naga, supported by Dubu. And MP will be the solo Phantom Assassin with the very wavy hair of the Phantom Assassin. Look at that cosmetic. Look at that cosmetic. She's like a pirate.
Eternal Envy Pro Gear. All right.
Comes with a 20% like increase in all player cards. So Batrider's up on the top lane. May not have an easy time. Dubu's actually moving to the top lane.
Did you mean
Just
increase or decrease?
I am not going there. Mikasa gonna get hit a little bit early on, so they're just trying to harass the Batrider out of the lane. With stifling daggers and a lot of chip damage, it can go to work, but got to be careful about the sticky napalm stacks at all times. While DDC, this is going to be a horrendous lane for him. At least got movement speed thanks to the early wind blades. But coming in and harassing Forev just doesn't happen.
They need sticks all around.
This is a nice thing to do though. They managed to block up the Dire Ancients. This will be quickly de-watered out by Febby.
Uh-oh, MP going in on top.
We have an opening. Mikasa. MP doesn't have that stifling dagger. Dubu, is there enough damage from range? Yes, there is.
Oh, he did have that fairy fire. I don't know if he was spamming it at the start, but that will be an early death.
Maybe he thought he was going to lose his life anyway, even if he did consume it.
He has a... Yeah, this is not a good lane for him. And PA Oracle's not a strong dual lane by any means.
But it deals nicely with the Batrider. It deals nicely, at least with the Batrider. That's a lot of range control in a Batrider, out of range of sticky napalm.
Oh, he wasn't actually level 2. I saw him at level 1.5, and then there were 2 creeps left, and
No
I thought that he was
Firefly.
going to get it. Yeah, he didn't have Firefly. If he had Firefly up, I think he would have been completely okay, because then PA can't chase him. So now that he's level 2, don't expect any more deaths from him in the top lane for some time to come. DDC. Mana leaking Febby. Febby will get that 2-minute rune, or
he's
not.
actually going to get stunned up. The Centaur of FY is moving over. He'd have to enchant Febby, which is up cooldown in 1 second time, and with the cold arrows, they might just have that. The Illuminate, it doesn't hit Febby. The Centaur is going to get range, very fire consumption. Febby, the last arrow will be enough.
Okay, that
Kills
looked
him
like...
under the tier 1 tower.
Did he have 2 Dragon Lances there?
Long range. If you believe in the Dro, dreams can come true.
That 625 buff coming into play. If only Dragon Lance is stacked.
Forever. Okay. Mana leak again. DDC. He's actually running this lane without Chakra. So he's a 1-1-0 keeper of the light. Someone give this man a 3rd point.
If only Tome of XP started at the start of the game. Oh, Forev in some mana trouble, but with Wisp at his side and Bottle charges to boot, looks like he'll be okay.
MP in trouble up on top lane underneath the Firefly. He's got to get out of it in time. Unable to do so, but the PA's already killed the Batrider. The Batrider will get money for it, but just no XP. Q2R is also very aggressive against No-No. came very close to the tier 1 tower. They're going to look like it's going to mana leak again on bottom lane for
Radiant's
Rev.
middle
Bone
tower
dry,
is
but he's still got a
under
mango he can munch on.
Worthy of your presence.
And he's also got Febby up his sleeve.
Oh, no,
Easy
no.
regen.
Will miss the top rune. He was trying to fight for it with Kyo, but Kyo will bottle a haster. That will make life very difficult for Nono, despite the Drow aura helping him out.
That is something we haven't really taken into consideration that much. The fact that Nono up against QO, like with the Drow buff, it's still 2 CS the difference between
Why is
the two.
he not bottle crowing? And why is there not a crow yet on the side of VG.R?
Do they-
It's 4 minutes in.
They're waiting for the 4-minute rune, yeah. Those runes got picked up and like QO just hates snag! FY, in fact, pick up the Invis rune and the other rune went to the top lane.
Oh, hello.
Yeah.
Maybe the Invis rune wasn't really communicated, but that is a far tether. My goodness.
Febby,
I didn't think he was going to be able to get that.
a lucky duck.
Is he going to suicide the Newts? What's going to happen? Yeah,
Well, that seems to be the safest thing.
the most efficient thing. Okay, finally Nono will start some bottle crowing, but I don't know. He's given Naga a lot of CS as a result.
Well, with waveform forward, you go straight into a Riptide. I always wonder if that's worth the harassment. When QO is now setting his own bottle crowing. And bottom lane still, I say, is it really, can we class this as even? The Drone's got 24 CS out the lane, but because you've had to keep your 2 supports fairly close, the Drone's not getting a lot of XP. So she's still shy of her level 6.
It would have been better if the Wisp were able to get another stack off, but he missed the 5-minute Ancient stack, just being a little bit too slow after the suicide. And Mikasa, well, running a little bit low on the Firefly timer, and it looks like he will perish before the TP goes off.
He couldn't TP out while on bottom lane for Rev, very low on life. Febby's going to tether himself in. Rev actually getting himself slightly caught with no mana, and he took the stun from mana leak again. And now middle lane, QO, no, can't kill him off under the tower. There was also ball charges available for the Naga Siren. And it's just a lot of trading of life, but this is also the sustain we were expecting from both sides. But now they've had enough. They're going to try and push this bottom lane in. FY is going to re-enchant his Satyr if he wants to keep that.
That's smart of for Rev to pick up a Mango. That will help him deal a lot with mana leak. All he needs now is a magic stick to complement that, and should be able to spray to his heart's content.
It's a slightly early push, but even without the Dro Ranger like ulti, they've still brought that tower down to 1/3 of his HP. Rev needs help, and Febby's going to help him out with the ball charges.
They needed a creep from FY. He does have the Satyr. They don't have that much HP regen left, so that aura gonna help him out a little bit. But no Aquila yet. Makes this tower push much slower than they perhaps would like.
A couple set of blasts to the face to lose so much life.
Bottom tower has fallen.
And they do get the tower. Enchantress will get the last hit in. And MVP, well, the first team to lose a tier 1 tower. To be expected though when you're going up against a Dro Ranger. Maybe not so expected before she hits level 6. But you got an Enchantress on your lineup, so that makes up for it.
And he's going with the Phase Enchantress. We've seen this a decent amount. This build is much more about running around early and not about the right clicks with the impetus later. The Treads build is much better with the impetus, so tells me that he wants to move around, maybe interrupt the sacking a little bit, catch the Wisp when he's low out, kite the Bristle, kite the PA.
PA, do you want to see him going into a harder farm here? Like, let the Naga as well as Bristle create space
Radiant's
and go
bottom
Battle
tower is
Fury or
under
something? Like, heavy
the
farm?
opposite.
You want to go
PA
combat build.
PA creates space for Nagasara, not the other way around.
Okay, well he's got a
Radiant's
Blightstone.
top tower is under attack.
So it's at least some negative arm for now. Maybe that's so.
The Bristle a lot. Also helps with an early Roche, which you always want to get with an IO Bristle. And VG.R will be sending multiple heroes down to the bottom lane. Batrider is not quite level 6 yet, nor does he have Firefly. This is a very...
It's 10 seconds on cooldown for Rev. He's just going to TP. Is there a flame break? Is there a stun?
Radiant's top
there
tower
any-
is
No,
under
there's
attack.
not. And this is 4 heroes down the bottom lane to commit to what, a tier 2? TP also very smartly for Rev only went to his tier 2 tower.
They want to prevent the stack from happening. And will he get this one? Ooh,
Yeah, he
Golem
did.
just
Is
leaves.
under attack.
In they come. Naga's going to make his way in. Song of the Siren. Hold the fun. Prepare the fun. They're looking for DDC as well as FY. Febby's in close. And now for Rev. Start with the first heal. DDC's almost instantly down thanks to Dubu. The fight will split up a little bit. but already 2 heroes lost for VG.R. Mikasa currently covered in nasal goo, and there's more power, but no, the last two, he doesn't do anything. Dubu hit level 6, he got his false promise up, and VG.R. lose 3 heroes. They forced the issue, and it was shoved back down their throats by MVP. And now they can take the Ancients in peace. 4 heroes lost in total by VG.R. for no cost of MVP.
That was ambitious, going for the bristle firstly, without any stuns, nor did they really get any slows onto him. And then going deep into there, they placed an observer ward, but when there's a bristle and a PA right on top of you and an oracle burst that almost just instantly kills your supports, I don't really think they can do that much at the moment, and that will secure MVP's early game.
They could actually take the Ancients. Farev didn't have enough mana, so the Ancient stack is still existing.
That's okay. You're not really worried about VG.R going back to that area anytime soon.
Let's actually have a look at that fight again. So Febby the initiation, and then QO. This is the power of that Naga Siren. Just an easy setup, and they dictate who they start with. And DDC from 100% down to about 2% in 1 second.
And they also had the Wisp balls on top of those ranged heroes to pop immediately after.
While that's going on, End is getting nuked down pretty heavily. Tupu, he just keeps throwing them out. Those 4 levels up in Purifying Flames. And Nono looking for some revenge. They're going to mana leak on MP. Now, he can Phantom Strike himself forward, doesn't lose mana when he does this, allowing him to keep fighting up against DDC. Dubu, he does actually have the last nuke, so they lose the PA. But it's still a kill nonetheless. And the Batrider died in the meantime because he got killed up by the Ancients. So he was trying to, I don't know, do what up against Farev, but he got killed on top of the Ancients.
And Febby will get a regeneration rune to make their life even easier as they clean up the rest of that stack. FY doing his best to try and get something out of this. The T1 in tower will be their prize trophy.
That's the second tower now that FY's got the last hit on. But it's also the fact that, VG.R. claiming early tower is no surprise. It's the ball from MVP which is more of a concern for VG.R. What happens once this Bristleback is just ready to run at him? You take out an Ancient stack like that, the next big item is not far away. And you got double head dresses sitting on the courier with an extra tome of knowledge.
They're smoking up right now.
They'll have Vlads and Mech in no time. Febby also has Relocate. Something else to be concerned about for VG.R. They think they're going to have the number advantage. Right now, MP looks like the juiciest bait. QO is just farming inside the jungle. As MP moves over, he'll scout at FY, but Dubu, also Mikasa, right on top, just last two guaranteed. FY, here comes relocating in, and Dubu, he survived through it all. They trigger up the mech, so extra life as well for all. That came from Farev, and Mikasa, no, he'll jump in further, but Febby saved at the last moment. The heal is enough, he'll relocate back out again, and can't finish his TP. A triple kill for Farev. DDC will complete his TP. The MVP again! I mean, the positioning, their abilities, all just synergizing perfectly, giving him another superior fight over VG.R.
MVP is just having way too much experience in this early game. The Oracle hit level 6 on that bottom fight with a false promise. This fight, it was the relocate just coming on too early. FY gets unlucky with the crit. MP just destroys him with the blink dagger, and they couldn't even kill
Febby.
Couldn't even kill the Oracle.
Can't kill the Oracle aside because not everyone's there, and then Febby is the hero you turn to, and you can't kill him either because then Oracle managed to get through the entire fight without triggering false promise.
I really like the way QO has been using the Song of the Siren. The first fight bottom, that's really what set it all up so that they could get on top of those range heroes, and then that fight, it gave them the +1 on the Drow Ranger. It's a pretty long cooldown, but all you need to do is contribute a little bit to your team as Naga Siren in this type of game, and your other cores will be able to clean up. And with the mech complete on the Bristleback, they had it last fight, and things are going to continue to get rougher at VG.R. The mech means that they can just run at VG.R. Disable the Drow Aura. Make sure that Enchantress can't do a lot of damage with her inputs, as distance is the name of the game here.
And when I saw both those head dresses on the courier, I'm like, oh, MVP, they're close to the timing, but I didn't think the mech would flying in just before the fight. And PA with a full Vlads as well, auras are through the roof. The Eye doesn't have to worry about expending his money on that. He's running around with Earn Wand and Bottle Charges. any kind of extra regen he can just pump into his teammates. And then the Oracle is able to give that to him anyway. So technically you got the
Radiant's
synergy
top
between the
tower is
Oracle and
under
the
attack.
IO buffing up whoever the hell they want to buff up to.
Net worth still not terribly in favor of MVP though. No, still claiming the top of the net worth chart. He has committed for a Dragon Lance, so wants to fight early. Lincoln's Spear probably not the most useful versus the Bristleback and PA. They're very low cooldown first abilities. And Oracle too, actually.
It is nice that he's up that far, but at the same time, you delete his plus 41 damage to the Direct Ranger every time the Naga gets a good song off. Because End is dead. Very simply dead.
They don't have a good way to protect the End. No Nether Swap, like Blinding Light is it, but that's not going to help versus the
He hasn't
Bristle.
skilled his ultimate. Keeper the lightest level 7 with no ultimate.
Problem.
He does have the ability point for it, however. Actually, no he doesn't. No, he's already spent it. It's 3-1-3. So no ghost form.
Abby just waiting for something to happen around the map. He is
Radiant's
perched in a
bottom
very
tower
safe
is under
position behind
attack.
Forever.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Very
That's a very safe position too. Like that's a mech strength treads as well as a full vanguard on the Bristle. You're trying to rip through 11 armor with no negative armor.
Radiant's bottom
With a
tower
Drow
is
lineup.
under attack.
Yeah.
That's why they need the Batrider. The Batrider is the one that
Radiant's
has to do the
bottom
majority of the
tower has
magic
fallen.
damage. And magic damage is exactly what you need versus the Bristleback with the Vanguard and the PA with the Blur. But I don't know. He's 1-6 and he's struggling. Might get his Blink Dagger soon, but they have an Oracle. So is the Blink Dagger even really going to do that much for him?
Don't know.
I don't think so.
Mikasa, what? Okay, is this really the safest place you can find a farm? He also failed the stack and then goes over to a mud column. Alright,
top
this
tower
is
is
just
under
horrible
attack.
for him. If he could get the stack and now
Radiant
take this
structures
one
are
out too,
fortified.
underneath the dire observer what he's doing this by the way, he would have his Blink Dagger.
Well, he needs to TP out pretty soon, it looks like, or else
They're
they're gonna
relocating
relocate on him.
Here comes your TP. Forev, how much damage have you got? Not enough. TP completes, but he's still 100 gold short. Actually, the Firefly, was it still down? He's now 20 gold short of his Blink Dagger.
Yeah, you just sit there at this point.
Morphling doesn't have a replicate. Centaur Stomp will go off, but you've already got the
Radiant's
slowdown
middle
from
tower
MP
is under
Cycling Dagger.
attack.
They're not going to force the issue against him, however.
And that's a Blink Dagger, no smoke ready for them. This might be a good time for them to hit when the relocate is still down and Bristle was in the mid lane. I'm
Radiant's
surprised they're
middle
not
tower
all
is under
They're trading
moving to
off.
the top lane right now.
They're all trading off.
I don't think you trade versus lineup. Naga's going to kick in very soon. She already has her relic. You only have a minute to fight before the Radiance is online.
And's got an opening here over on Febby. If he times the gust right just before Febby's able to get himself out, he can find that kill, or the lasso's going to go. There goes your Drow Ranger for a nice solo. And it's Forev underneath the tower. He's still tanky, but that's 4 heroes of VG.R under a tier 1 tower that will kill him off. But 3 of them drop below 25% in order to achieve that. And MP will take out that top tier 1.
Radiant's
VG.R is
top
striking at a
tower
really good
has fallen.
time, but I would say MVP more so just not in a good position. The IO had moved top to get that 16-minute room. Bristle was like, I want this tower, it's pretty low, but they were not put up in tandem. You need the Wisp to get healed up by the mech. So, you know, you help me a little bit, I help you a little bit.
They were on different pages of that Choose Your Own Adventure book. One chose to go down the stairs, the other chose to go to the river.
Like a Goosebump story.
Yeah. That's what I was going for, bro.
I don't think
Song
is
of the
that an
Siren.
adventure story.
It's
It's I think it's classified as horror, Toby. It might be your version of an adventure, but for me, it's a
the
horror.
books were called Choose Your Own Adventure. Hank, I'm fairly certain it's an adventure book when it's Choose Your Own Adventure.
Adventure is a very loose term.
It doesn't have to be a happy venture. Alright, so QO blew his Song of the Siren. It's not that long, cooldown only 2 minutes, but if he was able to hit it, he would have caught out Mikasa, but it would have, like on his positioning, Mikasa would have had to be right on top of the camp in order for that Song of the Siren to catch him.
Ooh, big items coming out. Dezo complete on the Phantom Assassin, Radiance complete on the Naga Siren.
When Song of the Siren's up, is this when we look to Roshan?
I think they can do it without Song of the Siren. I think they can at least start.
Just thinking about the extra insurance, you're still up against a Batrider.
Batrider's all the way up top. His Firefly's down. Might be a good time to start. Now he's going to TV home, maybe get recalled back into a fight.
Look at the scan instantly coming from the Radiant side. It flags red. But it's flagging red because Forev walked into the edge of it. And he's farming up Ancients as No-No, who's in real trouble in the mid, and pulled out. He'll
Radiant's middle
just
tower
survive
is
with his
under attack.
replicate.
Radiant
Bevy
structures
relocated
are
in for that
fortified.
one. He's got 1 second before he'll take Forev back with him.
Wait, why did he take forever back?
I don't know.
That was not the play.
That means they can't finish the tier 1 tower, but the rest of VG.R are on their way over. Forev will rejoin the rest of the squad, but with Mikasa flying forward, he's got good vision until the Stifling Dagger. Blink will evade it. But now Firefly is back down again.
D1 towers pinged up by both teams.
They're pinging Roshan now. MVP are all moving to Roshan. They understand again, like now that Firefly's down, the Bat Rider's backing out. We have the Desolator. Why take a team fight without Nagus when you can take a team fight with Nagus?
Because T1 was almost taken down. That would have been much safer for them, but with Mikasa all the way on the top area and no recall available, there is no chance that they will defend this road.
And then they just go over and take the triple stack as well.
To the Dire.
It's a triple stack of Ancients just waiting for Forev.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Is this actually like straight BKB game for him as well? He's walking around with the Ogre Club for now.
I think SMY.
That's why.
Halberd's okay too, but I think SMY would be my choice. I don't really think you need BKB here. I think you need to just be able to run at them.
Unless
but
he's-
I think
unless
armor
he's-
helps more with that.
Maybe he's worried more about like a higher level, say a higher level map
Radiant's
in
middle
Banner
tower
League.
is under attack.
BKB would be pretty good for that though.
Radiant's middle tower has
Avoids the gust, so doesn't get silenced up forever. There's some things that work for it.
Halberd's okay too.
I like the Halberd.
I like SNY more. I think he needs to just be able to chase down the Drow Ranger, the
Dire's top
Enchantress,
tower
just
is
always
under attack.
make it so that they're not attacking, not getting their right clicks off. We'll see. He hasn't made any moves to complete the rest of the scene.
He
so
may
it's
also
more
want to
like
go the BKB, right, so we can break the break, if we can put it that way.
They have Oracle.
Yeah. Yeah, and they're probably going to have Oracle with a Lotus Orb soon. Judging by the fact that Zuba is walking around with a Ring of Health.
Maybe Aether ones.
Could be.
Aether's far more standard, I would say. Yeah, Lotus is not that great here, actually.
See about what keeps you guys on the front lines up. Having the range on an Oracle would definitely help with that. Bottom lane, QO, surprise. Well, Fortune's end. They're going to relocate in and say goodbye to end. Drow Ranger will drop. F1 mana break for the tree line. TP out will be successful. And yeah, you can just go for the tier 2 down now. Nice movement from MVP. They're all over VG.R like a hot rash.
Radiant's bottom tower
Mikasa's
is
thinking
under
about
attack.
top lane. That's where Febby relocated back up to, but if Mikasa's going to get this, he needs help. Or he needs to be able to sticky napalm Febby beforehand. Firefly up, there goes your last move, but that sticky napalm won't do much, but that's the reason why the E-Blade from the Morphling was in the neighborhood.
He has EV already? He has
has
a
EV.
lot of agility. He has like 190. Dang.
He's got a lot of burst damage. Good up against Io. Actually up against everybody else, not so effective. Also very problematic
Dire's
against a
top
hero
tower
like an
is under
Oracle.
attack.
Throw everything you got into one target.
Dire's structures
False
are
promise,
fortified.
instant heal.
He doesn't even need a false promise. He can just
Radiant's
Fate's
middle
Edict it
tower
off.
is under attack.
TP's coming up to the top lane. MP wants to defend. Looks like he's working his way into a BKB. And Forev, what was his item choice? It was actually the BKB for Forev.
Safe. And he's not going to be carrying the Aegis. I'm a little bit surprised though.
I like Mikasa's farm efficiency. Okay, until that point. He dropped the creep wave down very, very low. It's like he's trying to drag it up to farm up the double stack he prepared beforehand. QO, you could see the blades raise up like he wanted to go for the Song of the Siren. He just didn't have vision to know.
Well, giving Enchantress a few illusions here and there, but playing the farm game is a dangerous game. You don't have good MKB carriers, I suppose maybe on the Drow Ranger, but she will complete her Hurricane Pike before the next fight, it looks like, and I guess Morphling's actually pretty good at dealing with her later. So, I think Morphling will be going for the Perseverance despite all these spammy spells that can break it.
Mikasa really likes invading the Dire jungle to find farm in their camps.
It's the only place he can farm. Drow Ranger and Morphling need their items, and they are a way higher priority than Bat Rider.
So Mikasa just uses his maneuverability to be able to get away with this. He'll wait again. He's got 2 observer wards inside the dire jungle, so he knows what he can get away with.
He needs to be the one to do it, because if the Drow Ranger tries to split push out, then she'll just get relocated upon.
They're in the top lane for push MVP. Berev is obviously itching for it. You don't have the full BKB on the PA, she's short by a recipe. But Berev with his full BKB, he's ready to push. Mikasa will intercept the creep wave.
You have to be careful though, only 30 seconds left on the Aegis, and VG.R surely wary of this.
Oh, there's the shotgun. MP, a very quick false promise. With only 20 seconds left, you maybe want to let that pop.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
They keep it safe, they keep it not so secret. And they'll take the tier 2 tower.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Extra money for the Oracle, who was the last one to get the hit. And over towards mid lane, and Song of the Siren. Where's the vision? They know he was TPing. And now relocate, and they bring some dust along with them. They need some reveal, and makes a break for the tree line. The Shadow Blade now wears off. They're pinging out, but it's actually a recall coming in from Coddle. And End will be taken all the way home.
That Shadow Blade seemed to last forever.
Practically a full Song of the Siren, a couple of seconds beforehand, and a couple of seconds after. It dropped the sentry looking for him, but it's all too late. Now Oracle is just, enough is enough. He buys the gem. They can just throw it onto the Naga Siren, so they'll have illusions everywhere with detection. That means those 2 observer wards, which Batrider's been using to jungle, or at least safely jungle, will be gone.
Batrider will go for a Ghost Scepter. Very useful versus their lineup. Although, might be purged off by their Fortune's End if they're quick about it. Radiant has used Scan, they know where these 2 support heroes are.
And they're coming up, but it's also obvious that MVP will be looking to stack up Ancients and do something with that. Mikasa flies in under the cover of smoke. Tupu, he false promises himself straight away. Support will arrive, tether in from Bebby. The Lasso will go, keeps MP out of the fight. But then again, where is the kill? Where is the damage? QO is onto him and is going to finish the job onto the Naga Siren. The gem recovered up by Forev. Doesn't have a lot of mana to still fight with, but MP! He just tore that cape off the back of the Drow Ranger with a quick crit. They look for more, jumping forward. The recall, bring them all in. There goes E-Blade, hit into Dubu. Bebby can't keep him alive. They lose their Oracle, they lose their extra heal. MP's looking for still more damage if he can find it. But he's mana leaked, he won't take the chance to run over the river.
Nice fight. Nono doing a lot of work in these team fights. He's playing a lot better. They win in there. He almost killed the PA. She had a defensively Phantom Strike so that she didn't get bursted down by the shotgun. Finish off the Oracle with the second round of the shotgun, and I didn't really see how the Naga Siren died so quickly early on.
She just walked in and then thought, oh crap, I've walked in too far, gotta walk back out again. Like if she had Song of the Siren, the fight would have reset and MVP would be in a really good spot. But yeah, he just literally just walked down the cliffside. Waiting arms of a Morphling. Oh, sorry, Drow Ranger. Alright, so Batrider now will buy up a gem. Still got the one over on Forev. Kind of happy with it on him now. Like I kind of liked it on QO just because of the dewarding options. But he died so quickly.
No has a Morphling illusion. Just gonna use that Naga illusion. Perhaps farm a little bit, scout a little bit. But I like where Morphling is in this game. And he hasn't died yet. Unlike his counterpart on the MVP team, the old Naga Siren. Cool.
As well as MP, I thought when these BKBs would arrive, MVP's team fight would be a lot more secure.
They didn't have the song up. I think if they had song up, they could have easily won that fight.
Yeah. Also having to use false promise on yourself at the very beginning of an engagement.
Also because Batrider misses Lasso at the start.
Yeah. He just flew over. I wonder if he was like, no, it's cool. I'm gonna fade him.
This is gonna be risky. They're trying to do roach without any BKBs.
Oh no! Wait, hang on. Nono got hit by Ensnare, I think. Did I just follow him on the replicate? It triggered his blinkers inside and it went directly to Roshan. I think that was the Ensnare flying down. We should look at a replay later on, but VG.R thought they had Roshan. Now it's gonna be Forev triggering the BKB, forcing VG.R back out again. Roshan is at base just under a half of his life. Forev will start up. Baby's got bottle charge available as well as a batting ring to pick up, while Dubu and MP, they're looking at the back line at DDC. 1 hit, 2 hits, with an extra hit from the stifling dagger. FY also caught out of position, and this is MVP. One flying global ability has kind of shut it off, and QO is like, okay, you're not getting anywhere, Nono. Cancels the TP with a very short song of the siren, and Nono will drop as well. Morphling down for 70 seconds. MVP will take Roshan. They'll probably even claim tier 2 tower after it, but what a horrible way for VG.R to get caught in the pit. Do we have a replay of that? Did we see what happened?
Nice pincer movement from MVP. They had the PA wrap around from the left side and the bristleback run around from the top side. So these rangers just have nowhere to stay safe from. And another great song of the siren coming out from VG.R. So Forev is up in front, just daring them to challenge him. And then from the left side, MP just comes in with his BKB and just destroys them.
Oh boy.
Nono does a decent job of kiting, but as soon as his TP gets interrupted by the song, he's a dead man. Tries to finish off Febby here with the E-Blade, but not quite.
Q's in a rough position. He ensnares an FY, reveals that's actually the real Naga Siren. They're going to relocate over. I don't think they're really ready for Mikasa, who was just shopping up at the secret shop. But with the relocate from Febby, they bring in Dubu. Support's right there to help out. And they now, oh, he ghost Scepters. Gets back inside the base. Safety in the home. As MVP just switched their attention to the mid lane of the tier 2 tower.
Still has to be very careful about the shotgun. Nono does a ton of damage right now, hitting for over 300 with the precision aura. And his shotgun probably does a good 1100, 1200 damage possibly. So a late BKB, a late Fate's Edict, a late False Promise could spell their doom.
Waveform in, no, he does have the replica to get out. Febby dropping very low there. Dubu holding the false promise back. Just trying to buff the regen on Febby, which of course then buffs the regen on every time they do it. They BKB in, both Rev and MP looking for the target. They find the Enchantress. QO was in there attacking the bottom tower.
Radiant structures are fortified.
As the Dice Courier, not intentional death, losing actually almost 5k worth of items, but doesn't matter. When MP can get crits like that, double buyback expected. MP wants to fight more. He's still got the Agassi model, jumping in deeper, looking for the kill over on end. He early used his Hurricane Pike. The Song of the Siren will allow MP to Phantom Strike itself away and MVP to disengage. VG.R have already spent multiple buybacks for this one. But
Two
can
gems,
they catch
though,
up?
on Naga Siren. They really want to get him. That was a nice drop of the Iron Talons to pick that up during the song.
Are they out? They're out. As you said, they recover gems. A little bit of a mistake though with the courier that had the SMY of Forev still on it. Had the Yasha of MP and the Ring of Health of Dubu. He dropped that previously.
So that is a Bat Rider buyback, as well as an Enchantress buyback. Not the most important heroes, and more importantly so, Nono is staying alive.
Maybe been a bit of a hurt to the Enchantress, because she was looking to finish up that combo item, the Dragonlance and the Aghanims together.
They need her to deal with the BKBs. She's the best one. Morphling and Drow are okay, but the impetus damage is so incredibly good versus that.
Be a nice little combo if she can time it right with the Hurricane Pike. That quick pushback into max damage. But again, MVP can just group up. They burn the Aegis Immortal in the push. Well, next Roshan's still a very long way away. They can just map control now. You got a Radiance on QO with Nocturne Manta BTs. Okay, QO. No, just goes straight past him. Waveforms and attacks the tier 2 tower. They came as quickly as they possibly could. Febby actually relocated Forev in for that, expecting a bigger fight. A relocate will go down, and Febby will take him to the mid lane.
Better safe than sorry at this point in the game. MVP already lost the game earlier today because of a couple of silly deaths that led to their Ancient's demise. So they are trying to make up for their prior mistakes and just make sure everyone's huddled around each other, expend cooldowns, don't save it for a more opportune time. And they have to be careful, or else Morphling will slay their entire team. 14,000 gold lead for MVP but not nearly enough to seal the deal. I think the Aegis and the Cheese will be enough for them to win, because Aegis and Cheese is like 3 Aegises for a
They're still
Wisp
coming.
lineup.
They're coming in. Dro just finished the Silver Edge, so Dro does not have buyback for this team fight. She's short by about 900 gold. But at the same time, MVP pushing from all lanes. The Naga illusions causing issues. Rev and QO, the ones on the front lines. MP looking for a target to jump on. He's going to get gusted up. And now, hey! Batrider jumps in. The ensnare will be there. The Radiance burn slowly ticking away at their life. As Rev needs to stop moving, he's going to BKB. It was getting mana leaked up. It was causing him some issues, in fact. And MVP will bail out for now. Don't find their opening. There's really not that much chip damage done to the tier 3s. They'll just regen up before they come again. Roshan is going to be almost a 5-minute spawn time, so it's a fair amount of time. 2 out of the 3 potential minutes.
And now Keeper of the Light with the completed Ags can stall indefinitely with a Blinding Light on that high ground siege. MVP don't have the best heroes to hit towers. What they need to do, I think, is Song of the Siren on top of the Keeper of the Light. All run on top of them and KB rush them down before Morphling can really do that much damage and get rid of the Drow's Marksmanship Hara. But still waiting for that next Roshan before they push up.
4 minutes of waiting left. The Mana Style in the meantime is now being completed for Nono. Diffuser Blade up for QO. So items are still progressing over. As looks like MVP don't want to wait. They're going to 3-man smoke. They're smoked up behind Forev. Forev was not included in that.
The Morphling needs to be split pushing.
Oh, they found Ant. MP jump, relocates coming over as well. They need that reveal with a blinding light, pushing MVP back, and then the Mana Leak goes across the back. They're gonna drag him, but the Fortune and Fumu, right position. They keep the heals going. MP, BKB, he needs a damn hit, he needs a damn crit. He's losing life too quickly. FY with that Impetus, Phantom Strike up, trying to disjoint another Impetus. Is it gonna be enough? No, missing uphill. That's not the way to play it. Still, only the Enchantress to die so far. Morphling has to waveform away and give up his pursuit of the IO. This fight very much split. Nono, the main man out of position with the adaptive strike. He brings down the Phantom Assassin, jumping back to the replicant in front of the tier 3 tower for the illusion. Almost finding the kill. Didn't have a lot more to morph with as far as mana pool goes.
Dude, he is so manly. He went in there deep on the Phantom Assassin. He had a replicate out and he was sitting at like 10%, 5% HP. But staying till the bitter end to make sure that Phantom Assassin is put inside the grave. That was a very important kill for them. Nice break onto Phantom Assassin to look like it. And I think Oracle has been playing particularly well this game, saving multiple people really quick on the Fate's Edict, and of course being in position to stay alive is very difficult when you look at his items. He just has... Oh.
Let's start the song up, boys and girls.
Yeah. So Naga Siren approaching 6-slot territory. Might have to drop the Chemistry site for, I don't know what we get here. Butterfly doesn't seem like that great an option because MKBs are double value then. But maybe just ending the game with the next Aegis I think is the best choice for them. Don't let it get too late with the Naga lineup, because then you'll have to deal with the Morphling split push without an efficient way to stop him from pushing out all the lanes in.
Yeah, then you'll start having that same problem we saw with MVP earlier today. Gotta force down the lane, attack the tier 3 tower, then lose a really bad fight and can't regain the momentum. And that could actually influence MVP in this game. What happened poorly earlier today?
Aegis and Cheese is going to be necessary. Trying to go on no. Does have a replicate radiant. There's a lot of damage for that before getting out of there.
Yeah. Forev's the man who's carrying around. Like, that's heavy. The gem split seems so weird. Like 2 gems on the field. If MVP lose a big team fight, they lose everything. Mikasa, Cycling Dagger, Ghost will protect him. They relocate over. They really want that Batrider down. Ghost now wears off. He's burning the Radiance anyway, so he'll go down. And Forev, BKB trigger. They want more kills. They want more lives taken. Very pops! Couldn't be saved. They already used the Fortune, and the MP's in deep. Found the kill on the Enchantress. They bring down the Impetus at least. And Song of the Siren, QO. He needs to be able to reset this fight. They can get back out from underneath those tier 3 towers. Get out to safety. Buyback comes in from the Batrider. Forev instantly stunned. He's out of mana. There's the mana leak. Oh no, Fortune's and back off cooldown again. Can just retreat. The lasso cannot push forever into an unfortunate position.
That flaming lasso was on for like a third of a second before Dubu false promised it off. That was crazy. And
Radiant's middle
MVP
tower
with that
is under
escape
attack.
plan, very nice Song of Siren yet again coming out from Kyo, and
Dire's top
Roshan
tower
will
is under
respawn in
attack.
30 seconds. VG.R, they need their Enchantress if they want to fight this with full strength. And MVP, they know that Roshan's not up. Forev just checking in there, but it's going to be a very, very soon. They need to keep their eye on that.
It might be worth leaving the courier in there as well. I also wonder if Dubu remembers. Okay, he's using it for ward positions. I'm wondering if he remembers the fact he's got a Ring of Hell sitting on the courier. It's been on there for the last 20 minutes.
He already has the Tranquils, not a big deal. But yeah, not the best casual item 38 minutes into the game.
It's like, I'm going to hold Dust, I'm going to hold Raindrops. Raindrops are more important. It might save me from a Morphling E-Blade pop. It looks like No is now going MKB with his Demon Edge pickup.
He needs it.
Way to get around the Radiance mischance all the time.
And PA.
And Kyuro's made his decision on his item. It's going to be a full heart for this Naga Siren. Up before they go into Roshan.
It's much better than Butterfly here. Although it might be a little bit difficult to kill your own illusions.
Yeah. Enchant them up, as well as having Morphling replicas made of them.
Well, Radiant looks like they're grouping up for a smoke, but they're going to be way too late.
Roshan has fallen to
Did they even have a smoke?
They had an idea.
Well, they just let the Roshan slip away from them for free. And
There's no smokes on them.
oof. Yeah, well, with that, into, let's see, what heroes do have buyback? Just the Morphling on the Radiant side. So this space was...
No, he just spent his money.
Okay,
He wanted the Monkey King bar before the fight. Now it's only the Enchantress who has a buyback before the fight.
better make sure that...
Oh, no, Enchantress is spending money as well. She just bought a Ghost Scepter.
All in.
Now the cards are on the table. Boys, we're on 18 and I will hit. MVP moves forward in towards the tier 3 tower for Rev. So much damage so quickly. They almost killed the Filter back. If it wasn't for the saving grace of the Oracle, he would be dead right now. And now it's QO who's in a little bit too deep, but it's also MP chasing down End. The Dro is on the sidelines, a full minute down, but the same can be said for the Naga Siren. MP blinks away, but the Aegis Immortal will trigger. MVP, they need a little bit of help, and they just relocate out. He's saving. Unfortunately, he's going to come back into a very unfortunate position. He's still holding on to the gem, so he's going to Glimmer Cape in and then tether away. But MP,
Dire's top
okay,
tower
stifling
is
dagger
under
dodge,
attack.
bail out.
I bet they wish they had Naga Siren buyback for that fight. They have not buyback with Naga Siren, they can fight without their Gyro Ranger up, and she didn't have buyback for that particular fight. And now MVP gonna struggle to break high ground. They possess a massive gold lead, but it's going to not. It's not going to amount to much once Naga can't spend her gold on any items. She can't pull her items to her teammates like an alchemist. And you can only buy so many wards and tomes before you just start overflowing with gold.
I just can't believe a team that assaulted high ground like that did half damage to a mid-tier 3 tower for a consumption of an Aegis and a cheese.
They don't have a good way to start hitting the towers. They might actually need to start using Song of the Siren to like split up the teammates. QO fighting up with No on the top lane. No destroying it with the MKB.
Dire's top tower
Oh, he's
has
going to
fallen.
survive, however. Tier 2 tower is guaranteed.
Okay, No, you got to carry this game, buddy. It's a lot on No.
Dude, he's going to sell the Dragonland soon so he can find more damage. He'll buy up his BTs.
Doesn't need buyback. He's a man.
Real men by Dagon. To combine with the E-Plate, that would actually kill.
I remember this guy from Dota 1. His name was Real Men Chew Gum. I initially thought his name was one of the worst.
Nice
things
defusal.
for us.
They found that wire. Can they actually burn him down? The Enchantress stunned up. No buyback available. 50 seconds without the Enchantress impediment. This is an opening for MVP. Fortification is up for VG.R. They'll slow this down forever. Again, he's got to stop losing mana before the fight. It's hard when he gets mana leak and then blinding line back. It's just, he loses half of his mana pool with just that one maneuver from the keeper of the line. And now again, Febby, he's trying to give him mana by triggering these arcane boots he's got. And they relocate up. In fact, they relocate down. They've gone for the tier 3 tower bottom lane. MP is trying to escape from the Morphling, but on bottom lane, MVP are doing objective-based gaming. They want that melee Brax gone, and they've got it as well. they finally claim some kind of frag while no is getting a triple kill. Forev BKB is away. No, Io did not want to relocate back in there. He probably didn't want to bring Forev with him too.
Now they're throwing bodies constantly onto VG.R. They know that their timing is slipping away from them at this point.
But they got no other choice. They need to take objectives. They need to be able to have the lanes push on the side, but again, Morphling's too good against that. This is troublesome. A fresh
Dire's
diffuser
top
blade is
tower
PA's
under
choice.
attack. Dire's
So
structures are
no
fortified.
basher into Abyssal for the Phantom Assassin. He wants to burn the mana instead, maybe even more useful, in fact, up against the Morphling.
Well, No gets a free 25 seconds, it looks like, before the PA is up, and QO trying his best to stall it up.
Forev's coming out. No doesn't care about this. He can just create a replicate of Forev when he gets in close, but the rest of the team of VG.R has arrived. The only person who is not there is FY, who's on the bottom lane.
Okay.
No, you're too deep. You're way too deep. You're dead. That happened.
Okay, No was playing so well up until that point, and then now it just looks like No again.
No, yes.
What was that? He replicated like 600 range back into them.
It has to be a misclick. It had to be a misclick.
What else would he have done? I guess maybe hit...
Yeah, on the sideline.
That was a good opening for them. That was a really good opening for them.
That's for me.
MVP could just run down the mid lane. Even if they don't take the mid racks now, they can force a buyback. And that's going to be crippling. I say crippling to a Morphling when he's not really looking for his next major item, but it's going to put the buyback on cooldown. So the next time MVP comes, it could be really brutal for them. AKA no second Morphling.
It would have really helped the Bristleback had he gone for Greaves instead of the Power Treads. I see this very often versus the Keeper Light, so you have another way to
get that
firstly
mana.
regain mana, secondly to dispel the mana leak.
Jump in. McCaster was looking for a good last two target. There goes your buyback. They took the tier 3 tower. They get the buyback out from the Morphling. MVP got what they came for. It's another 2.5 minutes until Roshan could be up.
Where are you going?
They're coming back in. MVP. They will throw their bodies to the wall up against VG.R. Forev triggers his BKB, focusing on the melee racks. That's a
Radiant's top
5-second
barracks are under
BKB.
attack.
But it buys time also for QO to attack the range racks on top. This is just, okay, where are they going now? They relocate
Radiant's
down to the
bottom
range rack.
barracks are
Okay,
under
this is
attack.
death by like a
Radiant's
1,000
bottom
quills by MVP. They're looking for the top lane. No is pushing it back out. It's the range rack that took the damage. Forev again. Getting into the melee, turning the attention over, but there's your Blink Lasso. They find the opening, but QO, Song of the Siren, it catches
Radiant's
4
top
heroes,
barracks
5
are
heroes
under
in fact from
attack.
VG.R. End was looking to attack, and they just move over. They're attacking the rack. It's full objective-based gaming. They're ignoring VG.R like they don't even exist. They'll finish with the range rack with a Naga illusion, while Forev held up by that test of faith, the top anything they've got. Forev, does he have enough to get all the way out? The damage is almost a kill on him. He's barely alive. The Glimmer Cape, the last ditch effort from the Io to save Forev. The Flame Break will fly. It's not in range, but back at home, QO is taking the range rack. They've got the Megas. Nono's just trying to basically blast down illusions. The Mega Creeps belong to MVP. They managed to force the issue, and VG.R had no answer.
That was such a great sleep from QO, and he split them up. They were all at the range racks, and then they went for the top racks, and they just such a good job of manipulating VG.R so that they could not defend their racks. No is by far the strongest one, but he can't defend 3 lanes at once or even 2. And now they're going to have to rely on some anti-mega creep shenanigans, which is firstly, Ags Maelstrom on Gyro Ranger is going to be step number 1. They also need Vlads on someone. They need lifesteal. They have no lifesteal on Morphling, nor do they have it on Gyro Ranger.
I like the synergy. If you can get a double lasso combining up with the Ags on the Gyro Ranger. The Ags just got completed on the Bat Rider.
Yeah.
So he's got double the catch.
And it's going to be Fountain Lasso time very, very soon. And they still do not have buyback on Morphling.
There it is.
For 4 minutes.
The Ag's up from end.
He doesn't have Maelstrom though. Doesn't really do that much at this point.
Right now, I think he's just hoping he can do enough damage. And they are defending up against Megas. You need all the extra bounce damages you can get.
He needs MKB, BKB, and Maelstrom. Mjolnir, be exact. But it's going to be a tough road for them to hold off. Not impossible, but close to it.
It's a quick spawn as well for MVP on Roshan. that illusion's going to time out at the exact same time as Roshan spawned.
Wow.
So MVP, they don't know that Roshan's up, but they do have the option.
That one death by No set them back so much.
Push on top.
Yeah, that was incredibly painful.
Now they know. Farev's doing Roshan.
Yeah, they can't do anything about it. They can't leave her
How do you defend with up against an Aegis and Cheese lineup?
The one good thing about them being Mega'd is that they can't get split push like they did last time. They'll all be around the Ancient, and then if they get slept, like they can't really get any damage, nor can they use relocation shenanigans. So it looks really bad for them, but there are very few upsides to this.
At least you know it's going to be a 5-on-5 team fight around a defensive position.
VG.R had been winning all the 5v5 team fights that were in defensive positions up until the point where they got dragged
cocky
around from lane to lane to lane. But now that they're just forced to sit next to the T3, and Naga Siren has been maxed for a while now.
What are you getting, Courier? It's 3.6k gold over on No.
Titanic? Hurricane Pike?
It's Scotty.
Scotty? Okay, Scotty's okay.
But he doesn't have the money to finish it. He's
got
buyback anyway. He's got 550 gold, but he's not in a position ready to fight this battle just yet.
To be fair, he shouldn't die unless he messes up drastically like he did on the top fight.
True. Well, here they come. Kuro does have his real body on the front lines. A lot of illusions going in deep, pushing DDT all the way back into his well. And now an MVP can attack directly onto the tier 4 towers. He comes in close, so there goes your fortification. Mana leak as well on Forev with the blinding light. He's again down to only 400 mana. Triggers the BKB, but it might be a little bit too late. As this battle, Groupstage keeping 4 heroes of VG.R occupied underneath their own fountain, while No is battling up against 2 MVP players down on the southern lane. They need to find an overfitting. VG.R together need to fight. Demi will trigger the cheat. A quick regeneration, but it's too low in for him. Both being dragged in by the last 2, but the damage just isn't there to follow up. You've lost your True Ranger with no buyback. F5's also low. Cycling Dagger will slice him in 2. And that's going to be the tier 4 towers gone. And pretty much the game. GG is the call. 15 minutes in total. MVP will take it. They'll bring down the more points just to add the marzipan to this beautiful Christmas day. They take game 1 against VG.R.
Oh, still a pretty close game. No playing very, very well, and MVP, it seems like Naga Siren suits their playstyle in one particular way. It's like they can use the sleep to go in really, really deep, or when they've gone in too deep, they can exit out. Like so many times they were saved by the Song of the Siren when they fountain dove, when they needed to push high ground, and